opening chapter, I tell the story of where my fascination with equity markets began and how my passion went on to become my profession. The early years, unusual and unconventional. From the beginning, my life took an unconventional path. Most kids grow up on fairy tales and fables. I grew up on stock stories. My father owned a stock brokerage business, and since my childhood bedroom doubled as his home office, I often heard him talking to his clients. When the market or a certain stock was not performing well, they needed a lot of hand-holding. I remember how cogent he sounded as he laid out his investment views. Even though I was too young to fully understand what he was saying, I figured out that investing is a lot about managing expectations and emotions, not just money. My dad became an accidental entrepreneur at the age of 21, straight out of college, to support himself and his siblings. Even though he had no investment skills to speak of at such a young age, his timing was great. It was the early 1960s and stocks were rising, so he was able to build up a good roster of clients eager to invest. Flushed with success, he decided to go the next step and advise clients rather than simply execute their instructions. His business flourished. Then, after years of success, he took a step too far, and by the early 1970s started to trade on his own account instead of only on behalf of clients. This exposed our family to the vagaries of the stock market and transformed our lives into a roller coaster ride on the mark-to-market train. If markets were down, as they often were in the mid-1970s and 80s, money became tight, and I was late paying basic bills such as tuition fees. It is not an exaggeration to say that the vicissitudes of the stock market became the backdrop of my existence. I was not sure I would be able to finish high school, let alone go to college. Thus, at the age of 9, I learned the meaning of the expression, "bills don't come due at market tops." It was a harrowing lesson, but also the beginning of a counterintuitive way of thinking about investing. Not losing money is as important as making it, if not more so. The saving grace amid this volatility was that my dad had the fortitude to hold steady in the face of setbacks. Thankfully, many of his stock picks eventually made money, allowing me to finish my schooling at Queen Mary High School and graduate in business and finance from Lord Sydenham College in Mumbai, India. This bittersweet journey taught me the importance of patience and not letting short-term pressures torpedo sound long-range decisions. Despite the turmoil, I was fascinated by the markets and followed every twist and turn with the intensity teenage girls usually devote to makeup and boys. I noticed that not only did many of his stocks go up, several were genuine hits. I remember two in particular. Philips India Limited, the Indian subsidiary of the Dutch consumer electronics conglomerate, soared from 14 to 84 rupees, and Great Eastern Shipping from 24 to 75 in a few years. I can vividly recall the thrill of watching those prices rise, knowing that my father's ideas were being vindicated and he was giving his clients peace of mind as well as profits. This is what led me to appreciate the power of active investing. You can get a lot of bang for your research buck. I knew then that I wanted to make this my vocation, a profession in which I could do well and do good. I could not wait to start. By the age of 16, I had learned accounting in high school so I could qualify for internships on Dalal Street, India's Wall Street. Alongside college in the mid-1980s, I worked part-time or summers as an apprentice at various firms to learn different facets of finance, from the foreign exchange desk at Citibank to the corporate finance and leasing department of an investment.